boys and girls, children of all ages, every NFL fan, it is time for my NFL Week 15 picks and a call bowl games picks. Now, the bowl games will be at the end of this, so after we get to Week 15. Now, I'm not alone this time. Many of you may know Dead Island Let's Play that I am doing with him. We will be doing Riptide. Don't ask us when. It will probably be sometime in the fucking spring or summer with the way our schedules are. But you know him as Brad. What's up, Brad?
Hello.
Doing good. Now, I can tell you he's a little upset because his Ravens did lose this past week, which, I'm honest, I didn't do too well in picks this past week. I went 7-9. For the season, I'm 130-78, so I'm still doing good in the wins. Just as a quick recap from last week, the Falcons beat the Saints on Thursday night. The Packers, after almost about to bow down to the Browns. Who?
Oh, that's me, so I can see.
No, who commented? Was that you?
Oh, no, I didn't comment. I didn't even do them.
Yeah,
It makes me log on to. It makes me link my PSN YouTube account every time I pull up one of your things. So.
That's funny. Let me check who that was real quick because I didn't know somebody wanted to chime in. Okay, go away, you monkey flop. I love you, but I'm not watching that video right now. When I pull YouTube up, let me just get back to the other games. Hey, Ghost of Test. You got a PS4, buddy? Anyway, like I was saying, the Browns choked a game. Cowboys beat the Giants with relative ease. That game was tied, though, to like the fourth quarter. Then the Giants just rolled over and died. The cheat. Then you won't be able to join the chat party, but I have no problem with you commenting each game, and I will recap your picks at the end as well.
Only PS3.
Oh, only PS3. Sorry about that, man. But I hope you get a PS4 soon so you can join us on this one day. Chiefs beat the Raiders. Bengals lost to the Bears like I predicted would happen. Lions beat the Buccaneers. Texans lost to the 49ers, guaranteeing that the Niners will not get the first pick in the draft. Panthers beat the Vikings. The Bills beat the Colts in the snow game, which was very snowy. There was no point in having a kicker. Broncos beat the Jets, eliminating the Jets from the playoff contention. Cardinals beat the Titans, which that hurt the Titans. Chargers beat the Redskins, eliminating the Redskins from the playoffs. Jaguars beat the Seahawks, which ended in a fight. No one got suspended. Eagles beat the Rams, but unfortunately the Eagles did lose a quarterback. We'll talk about that in a minute. The Steelers beat the Ravens in what was one of the best Sunday night games of the year. Very close. And the Dolphins beat the Patriots. Now, before I get to the playoff standings, here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers, breaking news was yesterday. He has been cleared to play. Now, of course, this is going to be one of the two questions of the video. Should the Packers play Aaron Rodgers? The Packers are still alive in the playoff hunt. If the Vikings lose the rest of the way and Packers win the next 3 games, Packers win the division. Packers can also get a wild card spot if they win out and they get some help from the Falcons and the Seahawks and the Lions. And the Falcons, Seahawks, Lions all have to lose the rest of the way. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it will be interesting. Now, of course, if the Packers lose this game this weekend, which they play the Panthers, they may bench them for the next 2 games and say, F it, we'll try again next year. Also, the Eagles lost their starting quarterback. They will be going back to Nick Foles from here on to the playoffs. So the question is this. Do you think the Packers have a chance with Aaron Rodgers to make the playoffs, or do you think they should bench him? And the second question is, what do you give the Eagles' chances of making the Super Bowl now that they lost their starting quarterback? Brad, I know you don't really pay attention to that too much, so I'm not going to ask you that question. Everyone else will be watching this at the end once it's done. So with that being said, let's go to the NFL standings right now. Thank you, ESPN app. I'm sure Brad's waiting to talk because he wants to get to the first game, which I don't really want to because I'd rather watch a Roman Reigns match than to talk about the first game of the week. Here's the playoff picture. Pittsburgh's the number 1 seed in the AFC. They can actually lock up the 1 seed with a win over New England and a loss by Jacksonville. Pittsburgh can also clinch a first-round bye with a win, or if they do lose, Jacksonville. I think there was another way they could get to. I think it involved something. I think it was Jacksonville or something, but so Pittsburgh's in control of their own destiny. New England, second seed right now, they can actually win their division with a win or a loss by the Bills. Jacksonville, third seed right now, they control their own destiny. They can't lock anything up yet. Kansas City's the fourth seed, 7-6, can't lock anything up yet. Tennessee's in the same boat, 8-5, wild card. Your sixth seed right now is Buffalo, thanks to the Ravens losing. Buffalo 7-6. We also have the Ravens, Chargers at 7-6 as well, battling for that sixth seed. Oakland and Miami at 6-7. They're still alive, but that life support plug could be pulled this weekend, depending what happens. Jets, Bengals, Houston, Denver, Indianapolis, and Cleveland are out. In the NFC, Philadelphia is the one seed, as they did win the division. They can't get the number one seed yet. They got to wait at least 2 more games. They have to win the next 2. Minnesota can win their division this weekend with a win or a loss by the Lions and the Packers. Rams, they're the third seed right now, but if they lose to Seattle, they could be knocked all the way back to the 6th. New Orleans is the 4th seed right now at 9-4. Carolina's at the 5th seed spot. Atlanta is at the 6th seed. Seattle's at 8-5 and 7th. Detroit, Green Bay, and Dallas are 7-6. Arizona can still sneak in, but they need major help. Redskins, Tampa Bay, Chicago Bears, the Giants, and the Niners are eliminated. And the top 5 draft picks all as followed. Cleveland at number 1. Giants at number 2. Niners, Colts share the 3rd and 4th spot, and then it goes to Denver and Chicago, respectively, amongst the rest. All right, let's get to the picks for this week, and we're starting off with the last Thursday night game of the year. Unfortunately, it's the worst Thursday night game of the year. How bad is it? You would rather watch a Roman Reigns match. You would rather watch a John Cena promo. You would rather watch Gilbert versus James Ellsworth. And one last one, you'd rather play Shaq Fu. It is the Denver Broncos traveling to the Colts. The only importance to this game is whoever loses will strengthen their chance to get a good player on the draft. That's it. Brad, who do you have in this, the Broncos or the Colts? By the way, the Colts are the home team in this one.
I've heard that the Colts are not doing too good. I don't really know how hard to pick. I'll probably just say Broncos.
Broncos, you and me agree. I'm picking the Broncos as well. I don't trust the Colts at all. Both teams look like to be tanking. The Colts look like they're going to fire their head coach. I'm going to say this right now. I haven't watched WWE this year, but I'm tempted to go watch Tribute to the Troops, which is tomorrow, over this fucking match. Okay? Granted, I'll probably just stream Kingdom Hearts or something, but you get my point, right? This game is terrible. Terrible.
Well, everyone's going to be out watching Star Wars tomorrow night anyway.
Well, that too. Well, I'm not. I don't get to see it, but I don't care about spoilers. I do, but I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid them. Once Ghost of Test sends us his pick, I will say that for the Broncos and Colts game. Next, we're heading to Saturday. Saturday we have 2 games. Both of them kind of have playoff implications. Chicago Bears travel to Detroit to take on the Lions. Lions need this win to keep hope alive. Chicago Bears can play the role of spoiler. And Ghost of Test has the Broncos, so we all agree there on that one. Lions have the most pressure. They have to win to keep hope alive. Bears can play the role of spoiler and ruin the Lions' chances of making the playoffs and help Minnesota. So Viking fans, you may not want to hear it, but you got to cheer for the Chicago Bears in this one. I got the Detroit Lions here. They're just the better team. I think Chicago, I think they're playing for the coach's job. I think he could be one of the ones fired. I can guarantee the one for Indianapolis is going to be fired. I can guarantee that. Brad, who do you got? Detroit or Chicago?
Yeah, I'd go with the Lions, too.
All right, that's 2 for the Lions. We're just going to wait for Ghost to Test, a.k.a. my buddy Andrew, who has always supported me with this, and I do thank him for that. Oh, he's going for the upset. He's taking the Bears. So 2-1 on that one. Next, the other Saturday night game, which is, by the way, the Bears and Lions is at 4:30. Chargers at 8:25, and that's the one we're talking about next. Chargers and Chiefs. I got the Chargers. Originally, after week 1 when the Chiefs beat the Patriots, I'm honest, I had the Chiefs winning the damn Super Bowl because they did something no one thought could happen. They beat the Patriots in week 1. But the Chiefs are kind of falling off the face of the planet. Yes, they finally did win a game. It took forever. They didn't win no damn games in November. So
Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers, and that's actually 2 for the Chargers because the Ghost of Test has also taken the Chargers as well. Brad, do you got the Chargers or do you have the Chiefs?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought the Chiefs were good, but then they were sucking all of a sudden.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
The other thing I saw the Chargers was them destroying the Redskins, so I'll probably just go with Chargers over.
Alright, so that's 3 for the Chargers. And by the way, Andrew, since I know you're watching this live, please let me know if something goes wrong with the video, like the black screen of death. Granted, I don't mind when it's this, because all this is picks. I don't care, everyone can just hear our sexy voice. Moving on to the Sunday games. The first one, it is the Miami Dolphins taking on the Bills. Bills need this win to keep a hold of the 6th seed. Dolphins win this, that gives the Patriots the division. It would knock the Bills out of the 6th seed, put the Ravens right back in there, which is good for the Ravens because the Ravens play an easy team this week. It is in Buffalo, though, so the weather will be a key factor, but the Dolphins did beat the Patriots this past week. I got the Bills here. Bills are at home. Bills all looking like a threat to be a good playoff team. We shall see. Granted, if I am correct, this would be the first time they made the playoffs since Bill Clinton was in the White House, if I am correct. So that should be interesting on that. And Andrew, the Ghost of Test, has taken the Bills. Brad, who do you got?
Well, is it supposed to snow again? That's the question.
Yeah, it is supposed to snow. The weather's supposed to be bad, just like it was this past weekend for up there in Buffalo.
If it snows, I'll probably pick the Bills, but we can also see if anyone gets ejected from the game for personal fouls finally this week.
Yeah.
I've seen that Dolphins guy likes to tee up on quarterbacks, except he didn't do it to the Patriots. He'd done to everybody else so far.
That is true. Moving on to a very important 1 o'clock game, probably the most important 1 o'clock game of this weekend. The Packers and Panthers. You heard me touch about it earlier. Packers lose this game, they're done. There's no way they can win the division. Vikings would automatically have the best shot, but granted, the Vikings also need the Lions to lose. If the Panthers lose this game, that helps the Saints. So it really depends. And, of course, Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be playing. So Rodgers is supposed to play. Both teams have pressure on them. This is a elimination game pretty much for Green Bay. Not as much for the Panthers, but it's still an important game for the Panthers because if they lose this, they could be eliminated a few weeks down the road. I got in the upset. I got the Packers. Yes, I know it's kind of weird to say the Packers are the upset pick, but Aaron Rodgers' first game back. And also, let's remember how bad they played against the Browns, almost losing to Cleveland. Let me repeat myself for the people in the back. Green Bay almost lost to Cleveland.
Packers.
This is not the safest pick in the world, but I'm taking Green Bay. I just feel Aaron Rodgers is going to ride momentum. Andrew also says the Green Bay Packers as well. Brad, who do you got, the Panthers or the Packers? It is in North Carolina, by the way.
I haven't really followed the Panthers. Are they any good still?
They are good. Their defense is very good. Cam Newton's still running like he can as a quarterback, like Michael Vick used to do.
Every time I think of the Panthers, I think of that wasn't that gift for the guy in the crowd stand.
For which one? I think we lost Brad. Brad? 1 second, guys. Brad, are you back?
I had my controller turned off.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. His controller turned off. He's back there, so you were taking what?
Remember to not let it sit there.
That's why I leave mine plugged in, charged at all times. You said what? Green Bay? Or are you taking the
I
Panthers?
think I'll be different. I think I'm feeling the Panthers this year.
Okay, so you're going with the Panthers, which is not a bad pick. I mean, the Panthers are all favored. All right, next game. Fuck this game. Yes, I know it has my mom's team and it has your team, Brad. It's the Baltimore Ravens, but they're playing Cleveland. I'm sorry. There's only three good things that have ever come out of Cleveland. The Miz, the Drew Carey Show, and Dolph Ziggler. I'm sorry. No, no, no. I am not taking Cleveland. This is my lock of the week. If you have any Ravens players on your fantasy team, play them this weekend because it's the easiest fucking game you're going to have. Andrew agrees with me. He's got Baltimore. Brad, I know you got Baltimore too, right?
Well, of course, they're the best team.
That's your team. Now I'm going to say this right now. If the Ravens lose this game, they should have to be forced to forfeit the next two games. Because I'm sorry, whoever loses to Cleveland should be automatically disqualified from every other game. Now, with that being said, there is a chance, and I'm going to show it to you before we get to the Texans and Jaguars. Let's just take a look at Cleveland's last few games. Don't worry about this. This is Madden. They play the Bears and then the Steelers. Both of those are road games. They could beat the Bears, but they're not beating the Steelers. So their best chance if they don't win this weekend is in Week 16. So there's a chance the Browns could be the second team in NFL history to go 0-16. Ain't that fucking scary? Which if
Didn't they win like one game last year?
They won one game last year, and I think that was a fluke. I'm expecting their head coach to be fired as well, but that's beside the point. Moving on to Jacksonville, the Texans are in town as they take on the Jaguars. I got the Jaguars here. To me, just a better team. If Houston was more healthy, I think they would be a threat, but they've had so many injuries. They lost another quarterback. I think Jaguars they got a safe, easy win here, and this is a divisional game, and they need this. So I'm taking Jacksonville. Brad, who do you got?
Didn't the Texans start to fall off also?
Yeah, they fell. They started out good, but then they fall off after all the injuries. And
I did see Jaguars. I did see them just
beat the
blow over the Ravens in London.
Yeah, so all three of us agree there on the Jaguars on that note. Moving on. It is the Vikings at home taking on the Bengals. Bengals coming off a loss to the Bears. The Vikings coming off a loss to the Panthers. Vikings need this game. Bengals are just playing for pride at this point. I got the Vikings. That defense is just damn good. Even though they didn't look great this past week, I still have faith in that defense. Probably one of the best, if not the best defense in the NFC. Now, the quarterback, that's another story. Case Keenum has actually proven to be relevant for the first time in history. But Vikings defense, I got Minnesota. And Ghost of Test has Minnesota as well. Brad?
I picked the Vikings. I know the Bengals pretty much suck all the time.
Yeah. Next game, it is the Jets going to New Orleans when the Saints go marching in. I believe Drew Brees is gonna fly a jet down. I have the Saints winning this one. Saints just have too much firepower on offense and defense. I do give the Jets credit. They've been doing okay. They are the better New York team, but I have the Jets losing this one. Go Saints. Go march in and stomp a mud hole in their ass. Because when the Saints go marching in, they'll win the division because they're better than Cam Newton and the Falcons. Andrew also has the Saints. Brad, who do you got, the Jets or the Saints?
You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't think I remember hearing about the Jets at all season. So I'll go with the Saints.
Yeah, no one trusts the Jets, Jets. Okay, do we even need to talk about this game? It's the Eagles and Giants. This is another one of those crappy games.
Super Bowl champs.
Ooh, Andrew going with a bold prediction there. He's got the Viking. Oh no, it's Brian. Vikings Super Bowl champions. Hey Brian. Nice for you to join us. He's got his Super Bowl pick. It's Eagles and Giants. Okay, I think we can all agree the Giants have sucked this year, right, Brad?
Yeah, I'm going with Eagles just because it's good.
I'm going with the Eagles as well. I mean, this is even with Nick Foles starting for the Eagles. The Giants just suck. To be honest, if I was forced to watch this game, I'd flip over to the Roman Reigns. And you know how much I hate Roman Reigns.
I do want to say I didn't see where everyone's going ballistic over Eli Manning getting benched, because if you're not going to make the playoffs anyway, why not let him sit?
The reason everyone got mad about that because of the record he was going for. He's never missed a game, and they benched him, I think, because he had a bad few games, but everyone disagreed with it. And I said it last week, and I'll say it again. If you were going to bench him, you should have benched him after you lost Odell Beckham Jr. and all the other receivers. Not now. You should just let him. You should have let him finish it out. But that was my opinion. We all agree it will be the Eagles. No, it's not Eli. It was everybody else. Eli's actually been the only good thing about him this year. All right, moving on to the last 1 o'clock game. It will be the Cardinals traveling to Washington. Redskins eliminated from playoff hunt. Cardinals can kind of still get in, but they need help. Redskins can play the role of spoiler here, but I'm going to take Arizona. They still got hope. It's not a lot of hope, but it's a small little bag of hope and miracles. And, you know, maybe they got a pocket full of miracles, a pocket full of miracles. Yeah, I've got the Cardinals, guys. Brad, who do you got?
I'm going to pick the Redskins, see if they can eliminate somebody.
All right, he's going with the elimination.
Cardinals.
Elimination, and Andrew says Cardinals, so 2-1 there. All right, moving on.
They're not going to have any pressure, so they won't change.
Oh, that's true. Granted, it's the Redskins, and there's a lot of inner turmoil you may not know about, Brad, but that's for another video.
The Cardinals have all the pressure.
James Ellsworth is the best.
Wait a minute, I think I just said somebody say something ridiculous. Okay, Brian, you lay off the alcohol. James Ellsworth is not the best. Lay off the alcohol. Next
James
game.
Ellsworth, he had a match against Becky Lynch, so he's doing something right.
That was not a match. That was a travesty to wrestling. Anyway.
Hey, he's still doing something right to be that close to Becky Lynch.
Hey, you know my opinion about female versus male wrestlers, all right? All right, moving on to the 4 or 5 game. Rams versus Seahawks. This is a very important playoff implication game. Rams win this, they can pretty much guarantee themselves the division unless they fuck up. If the Seahawks win this, they move into the divisional lead, and they would be guaranteed a top 4 spot in a home game. Rams lose this, they could fall all the way back to the 6th seed and quite possibly even miss the playoffs. A lot of pressure on both teams. I think the Rams will win this one, though. Yes, their defense did not do great this past week against the Eagles, but that was a great game nonetheless. Seattle's biggest problem, they don't have the Legion of Boom anymore. So I'm going with the Rams. Rams need this one just to at least split with the Seahawks in case they do end up with the same record at the end of the year. Andrew, I believe, said the Rams as well. Yes, he did. He said the Rams. Brad, who do you got? Rams or Seahawks?
Well, how many Seahawks got suspended after Sunday? Was it
no one got suspended. Nobody. It is in Seattle.
Rams just because I see the Seahawks being a bunch of assholes last week.
That's perfect as any. All right. Before we get to the best game of Week 15, which is, unfortunately, it has a team that Brad hates, let's talk about the game that no one wants to think about at that other time slot at 425. It is the Titans traveling to San Francisco to face the 49ers. Titans need this win to keep at least a guaranteed a 5th spot in the wild card. They also need this win to keep in pace with the Jaguars because Jaguars are ahead of them right now by a game. I got the Titans, so but yes, I will give credit to the Niners. They won last week. Congratulations. A broken clock is right twice a day. But I think the Titans will bounce back this week and get a W. Brad, who do you got? Titans or the 49ers?
Well, how many wins do the 49ers have? Like 3?
About
Titans.
3.
Yeah, I'll probably go Titans in.
All right, and we all agree there on the Titans. Time for the best game of this week. And yes, I can say that because it is. I wish this should be the Sunday night game, not my Cowboys. And that's the only time you're going to hear me say that. So mark that down. It is the Patriots going against the Steelers. If the Steelers win this, they are guaranteed the number 1 seed, no matter what. Because they would hold the tiebreak over the Patriots. Patriots could not get it. Patriots, if they also lose, they could actually fall to the 3rd seed if Jacksonville wins out. Patriots win this game, they win their division, and they would actually control their fate to get the number 1 seed, as they would hold the tiebreak over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Andrew's picking Pittsburgh, that's his team. Brad, you already told me you were taking the Patriots, correct? Because you're the divisional rival of the Steelers, so I already know that.
Well, it's going to be a battle who can suck the referee's dicks off the most.
Well, it's in Pittsburgh, so keep that in mind. To me, I feel Pittsburgh has none of the pressure. They're already in the playoffs. All the pressure is on New England because of how bad you played against Miami. There's a chance you could fall to the 3rd seed if you lose this. I am taking the Steelers here. I think Pittsburgh had a plan from the preseason. They wanted the 1 seed. I think they did not want to have to go to New England to go to the Super Bowl, which I can't blame them. This is the game you want to win if you want home field. I think Pittsburgh wins this game, gets home field locked up, and I would not be surprised if in Week 16 they rest players. I can guarantee you in Week 17, if they have home field advantage locked up, they're not playing Big Ben. I guarantee you, Week 17, they're resting their starters. So I think Steelers win this game. It's going to be the best game of the week. I hope everyone watches it and enjoys it. This is the best game of the week. Moving to the Sunday night game.
I just want to add also that the Steelers have been sucking every game until they get gifted points by the referee so they can get a last-second field goal, like every game for the past month.
Yeah, that's true, but I digest. Steelers are still going to the playoffs, though, so that's more than I can say for my team right now. Dallas plays Oakland. Dallas needs this win to keep hope alive. Raiders need this win to keep hope alive, so there is a playoff implication here. Dallas needs to win out and get some help to get in. Raiders are on the same boat as well. They need to win out and get help. Loser of this one will probably have their chances gone.
Cowboys.
I'm taking the Cowboys. That's my team. That's obvious. Anyone who knows me knows I'm always going to pick them. I'm going to ride with the Cowboys to the day I die. That's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. And Andrew's also taking the Cowboys. Brad, who do you got?
I think it would be nice for the Raiders to get a win on national TV. So I'll go.
They've gotten a win on national TV. Where the hell were you a few weeks ago?
Get another one.
Oh, fuck you. He's taking the Raiders. I think you're doing that because I picked Pittsburgh. I guarantee it. We'll hook you up to a ladder to test to find out. We'll get Maury Povich on it. In the last one, it is the Monday night game. It is the Atlanta Falcons on primetime television taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay's already out. Atlanta needs this win to keep hold of the 6th seed, which is very, very loose right now. They could lose it at any moment. I'm taking Atlanta here. I think they're just the better team overall in Tampa Bay. I'm sorry, Tampa Bay. Brad, who do you got?
Well, I think Tampa Bay's also won like 3 games this year.
They've won 4, I think.
So you got Atlanta that chokes, but the Buccaneers haven't won very many games to begin with. So kind of ties up, so I'll take it, Falcons.
You got the Falcons, and so does Andrew. So just as a quick recap, I'm going to give Andrews. Of course, you could also just rewind to hear everyone else's. Andrew's got Denver, Chicago, Chargers, Bills, Packers, Ravens, Jags, Vikings, Saints, Eagles, Cardinals, Rams, Titans, Steelers, Cowboys, and the Falcons. Brad, I think, let's be honest, Brad just cares about the Ravens. He doesn't give a fuck about the rest of the picks. Am I right?
Well, I just don't know a whole lot about it.
But we know the one you care about the most is the Ravens game, correct? That's the one you care about the most. And maybe a few others, but I got the Broncos, Lions, Chargers, Bills, Ravens is my lock of the week. Jaguars, Vikings, Eagles, Packers on my upset pick of the week. Cardinals, Saints, the Los Angeles Rams, stay classy. Titans, Steelers, Cowboys, and Falcons. I would love to know, everyone who's watching this after this is done, who you have. Now we got to go to the college bowl games. This is going to be fun. Remember the bowl games start this Saturday? If you have not filled one out yet, please go to ESPN and fill out your Capital One Bowl Mania. Alright, here we go for mine. For the Celebration Bowl, I have Graham over ncaa. For the All Plus L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, I have Troy over UNT. For the Automatic Cure Bowl, goddamn, some of these bowl games are stupid as shit. I have, who did I pick? I have Western Kentucky, WKY, over GAST. If you want the names, go look them up yourself. The Las Vegas Bowl, I have Boise State over Oregon. Some of these teams I actually know. Some of them I don't. And the Gridded New Mexico Bowl, I have Marshall over Colorado State University. Hopefully I said that right. And at the Raycorn Media Kamamela Bowl, some of these bowl names are just stupid. Does anyone else agree with me on that? Some of these are just stupid. I have ARST over MTSU. For the Cherry Baco Ratatouille Bowl, I have Florida International over Akron, I believe that is. AKR. I'm sure somebody will correct me if I dig. In the DXL Fiasco Bowl, I have SMU over LT. At the Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl, again, another dumb bowl name, I have FIU over Temple. At the Bahamas Bowl, I have UAB over Ohio. For the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, I have CMU over Wyoming. For the, oh god, these are fucking stupid bowl games. For the Brigham Ham Bowl, I have USF over TTU.
You don't want someone to bring you him?
God, I actually got more of this to do. God damn. At the Lockheed Martin Award Fiasco Bowl, I have Army, who I've been high on a lot this year, over, damn cell phone, come on, over SDSU. At the Dollar General Bowl, I have Toledo over Appalachian State. I believe those are the teams I'm pronouncing correctly. One problem with my printout, guys, it doesn't give me the whole school's name because they fucking suck. At the Hawaiian Bowl, I have Houston over Fresno State. At the Zachary's Heart of Dallas Bowl, I have West Virginia over Utah. At the Quick Lane Bowl, I have Duke over NIU. At the Cactus Bowl, so Cactus Jack's probably going to be there, I have Kansas State University over UCLA. At the Walk-Ons Independence Bowl, I have USM over FSU. At the New Era Pinstripe Bowl, I have Iowa over Boston College. Foster's Farms Bowl, I have Arizona over Purdue. At the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors Texas Bowl, I have Missouri over Texas. The Military Bowl, I have Navy losing to UVA. By the way, everybody who loves Virginia Tech can kiss my ass on this one. Camping Ward Bowl title, I have Oklahoma State. That's right, Andrew. I picked you, Oklahoma State. Woo! How about them Oklahoma State Cowboys? Over Virginia Tech. At the Alamo Bowl, we'll see you at the Alamo Hickenbomb. I wonder if anybody's going to get that when the New Age Outlaws were in TNA. You remember that promo they did about that? They were going to go to the Alamo and face Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
No, I didn't see this.
Type in Road Dogg Billy Gunn at the Alamo. You'll laugh your ass off. I have, who did I have in that one? TCU over Stanford. At the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl, I have Michigan State University over Washington, I believe. Yes, that should be Washington. Page
number
3.
Anything to do with this? What did you say to San Diego Credit Union or something?
Yeah, like I said, some of these bowl names are just fucking stupid. Oh, I'm on my last page because, yay. We're almost done. At the Bleak Bowl, I have Texas A&M over Wake Forest. At the Hydro Sun Bowl, I have North Carolina State over ASU. At the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, I have Northwestern over University of Kentucky. At the Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl, I have USU over NMSU. At the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, I have Ohio State over USC. At the Tax Slayer Bowl, I have Louisville over Mississippi State University. At the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, I have Memphis over ISU. At the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, wait a minute, PlayStation's got a fucking bowl game? What the fuck? And then we're going to use, I have Penn State over Washington. At the Capital One Orange Bowl, I have Miami over Wisconsin. At the Outback Bowl, I got South Carolina over Michigan. At the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, I have UCF over Auburn. At the Citrus Bowl, presented by Overdrawns, I have Notre Dame over LSU, which is obvious. We know I love Notre Dame. As far as for the three playoff games, in the first one, I have at the Rose Bowl, Oklahoma over Georgia. At the All-State Sugar Bowl, I have Clemson over Alabama. So if it comes down to Oklahoma and Clemson, like I'm hoping, my official pick to win the championship in college is, to quote JR, "How about those Oklahoma Sooners? Nah, 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 nah." So JR is probably happy, or maybe not, because of my track record with most of these.
I thought the Oklahoma song was the song that JR used.
It is, but I can't fucking use that. It is, but no, JR hasn't been in TV in years. Alright, so those are my bowl game picks and my NFL picks. Let me know what you think. Good luck to all your teams this week in the NFL, or if your college team is playing in a bowl, good luck to them. Till next time, this is the DOUG signing off. Brad, say goodbye. I am going to go eat now, let my voice rest, and then I'll be back with
Sooner is the sing.
Before I sign off, somebody commented. Let's go check that comment one more time before we go.
Song.
Boomer Sooner is the song. Yeah, yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you, Ghost to Test. Thank you for joining us in the comments as well. And Brian. Until next time, have a good night, everybody. Good luck to your teams in the bowl games and this weekend in the NFL. Peace out.